Hey everyone, so I'm going to be using the Dawn Power Wash effect on glass. Have a real cute project, and there's been a lot of people asking me, can you do it on glass? And I never thought that they meant just on glass without the resin, so my project is actually with resin on it first, then the Dawn Power Wash effect on it, but I also do a demonstration of doing it on the glass without resin on it, and if you watch till the end, you'll see whether it works or not. So for this project, I started with an 8.5 by 6-inch picture frame that I took the glass out of, cleaned it up, and then I mixed about 2 ounces of resin with some blue resin colorant and poured it on top, but just pushed it up to the edges. And after I finished doing that, I decided it wasn't dark enough, so I mixed some more colorant into the same resin and poured that on top. And as I did it, I realized it wasn't blending well, but I decided, oh, it probably doesn't make a difference because it'll just make it look more like water. So I left it and let it cure. So this is what it looked like the next day. And I even ended up getting a hair in it. But with everything that I'm going to do with it, I really don't think you're even going to notice. And like I said, it'll just make it look more like water. So this next part I'm going to go through a little bit slower because I always have so many questions about it. So I took this out to the garage. I had a cup of water, an empty bowl, the Dawn Power Wash spray, and my piece of glass, and also my painter. This is painter primer. I think you can use any white spray paint though. And I started by just spraying the Dawn Power Wash all over the glass, and wherever the Dawn Power Wash goes, the paint will not. So if there's specific areas you want to avoid, just spray the Dawn Power Wash. So, and immediately after spraying it, I just take my water and dump it over it. This is in real time, so there's no pauses or anything. So, and this is what it looks like. Isn't that cool? There's one area that I'm not real happy with, but I think it looks really nice. And again, with everything that I'm going to be putting on it, you won't even notice there's a little empty area there. But it makes such a cool pattern, I think. Next, I just take Titebond glue and put it around the perimeter of the back of the frame where the glass would sit. Then I replace the glass and I put Titebond glue around the perimeter one more time. This serves 2 purposes. It helps to hold the glass in place, and it helps to prevent resin leaks when you put resin on the other side. The resin is what will permanently adhere the glass to the frame when you put it on. If you're not using resin, I would suggest using something maybe more permanent on it, like silicone. So for this next part, I had actually used these punch bowls in a couple other videos, and I'm showing you a little seam there. This is molded glass, and I'm going right on the seam and just nipping it with the nippers, and it actually pulls out a piece just like that. I was just shocked the first time I ever did it. I'm trying to think I think I used these for mushroom tops in one video, and I'm not sure what I used them for in the other video. But anyway, so of course I had to nip off a little bit of the sides, and I did take these out to the garage and use my stained glass grinder and go around the edges because the edges are very sharp. And the other thing I did was I cut down some of the top of it, which I don't show you on this, but I do it with my nippers. And for some reason this works perfect every time. So if ever you're at a garage sale and somebody's selling an old punch bowl set, see, there's the seam right there. There's a seam on that side and on the other side, right where the handle is. And that's what I do. I just take my nippers, and that's where I nip it. And again, it just comes out perfect. Perfect for a mushroom top, for a jellyfish top, I don't know what else you could use it for. Maybe you guys have some ideas. And again, I just nip it into the shape that I need. I make it a little bit shorter for this jellyfish. And there's my piece, and I just take it out to the garage, and I take the Tamaya Pearl White spray paint, super pretty white, and I just spray it on the back. There's no need to spray the front and the back because it's translucent glass, so you just spray the one side and let it dry. Tentacles of the jellyfish, I am going to be using VITRIGRAPH glass and also some white beads. So this is light blue metallic spray paint from Tamaya. And you can spray paint your VITRIGRAPH glass any color you want. If you have the translucent VITRIGRAPH glass, you can just go ahead and spray it with another translucent color and it'll still be translucent, or you can spray it a color that's opaque. So originally I just had 2 of these tentacles, and then the rest I was going to do with the white beads, which was part of a necklace which I used hot glue at the very ends to keep the beads from coming off. And the extra, because I made some of them too long, I just stuffed up under the jellyfish top. And then I ended up using 3 more pieces of VITRIGRAPH glass spray painted with the Krylon foil metallic green spray paint. Super pretty. So I just finished adding the beads, stuffing them up under the actual jellyfish body and the other tentacles, and then it was ready for resin. So the resin I'm using for this project is Bond Crafter resin. This is their casting resin. It's a 1-to-1 ratio resin, and the casting resin works perfectly fine on glass. A lot of people think you have to use a coating or a tabletop epoxy for glass, but you do not, and casting resins are much less expensive than coating resins. So anyway, I drizzle it over the big clump that I have that's hidden under the body of the jellyfish first, because I want to make sure that all holds in place and gets totally covered with resin. And I also drizzle resin over each of the pieces of VITRIGRAPH glass, and in hopes that it will strengthen it, the glass, a little bit, because if it was ever to get bumped or anything, the VITRIGRAPH glass would break very easily. Anyway, and once I get all the glass and beads covered, I take the resin and I drizzle it up around into the corners and along the edges, just making sure everything is covered. I use my little spatula to push everything around, and when I have everything where I want it, I take the little jellyfish body and put it back on the top. I do not drizzle any resin over the top of it, because if you literally pour resin over the top of textured glass, you will lose the visibility of the texture. So next, it's kind of off camera a little bit what I'm using, but it's actually little acrylic pieces that I had picked up at Michael's. I've had them forever. They're clear acrylic pieces. I thought maybe it would look like crushed glass, but they really kind of disappear under the resin. So I kind of make a nice thick layer of it so that at least some of them will be sticking out. And then I take some shells and just arrange some shells down at the very bottom. Then I took these little bubbles. They're almost like miniature cabochons that are made of acrylic, but they do have a little iridescence to them. And I just put them all over the top in the water. And here I am trying to flip them over, because no matter what I do, they always seem to go on upside down. Next, I put a little turtle up by the body of the jellyfish, and I got out some pearls, and I just scattered the pearls all around at the bottom. I actually put 1 pearl inside of that shell. I thought that looked cute, and then just scattered a bunch down at the very bottom. And then I got out the Let's Resin chameleon flakes and just scattered that at the very bottom also. It's real pretty and iridescent. If you ever want to add a little sparkle to anything that you're doing, it works really well. And then I just put this on in my Resiner's curing machine,
and let that cure for a couple hours. And then next I have the chameleon flakes again, and I'm just showing you the difference between their original chameleon flakes, and they also have the intense chameleon flakes. And these intense chameleon flakes, I don't think this one is open yet. I got to get one out that's open. The intense chameleon flakes, I want to say, are a little bit more powdery than the the original chameleon flakes. They're super dark, and they're really pretty to use with different things, but I wanted the lighter ones. So yeah, see how that is? It's very iridescent, and it's a little chunkier than the intense ones. So all I do is mix this with the Let's Resin UV resin and paint it on with a paintbrush. And I often forget that my Resiner's curing machine also has the UV light in it. You just have to make sure that whatever you're curing with the UV light is centered under the center of the top in order for it to get the light. And I just cured it for a few minutes, and then I came back and I gave it a second layer because I figured I might as well use it, and it just gave it a really nice sparkly finish. So when I was done with that, I am trying to do it on glass without resin. I've had a bunch of people ask me, can you do the Dawn Power Wash effect on glass? And I thought they meant with the resin on it first, and it never dawned on me that they meant just doing it on the glass. So I decided to try it to show you whether it works or not. So again, the same procedure, and I do plan on doing a project on this glass. That's why I figured I'd use it. So again, just with the Dawn Power Wash, I spray it, and again, wherever you spray it, the spray paint will not go. And I did it fairly lightly, and then I went over it with the spray paint, just like I did the other, and immediately picked it up and poured the water over it. And I'm doing this in real time. I'm not fast forwarding it or anything. And this is exactly how I did it with the resin on it. And you can see some of it stayed on, but it's so light you can barely see it. And a lot of it just washed right off of the glass. So I actually ended up doing it 3 more times. And each time I did it, I left the paint on a little bit longer, and I have these sped way up. So this is the second time, and then the third time, and then finally for the 4th time, I actually let it sit on there for 5 minutes before I came back to rinse it off. And this time it stayed on a lot better, but as you can see, it's still, when I tip it, it's still running. The paint is running. It's just not on there really good. And see how it looks a lot better, but it's just not on there the way it should be. You probably can't tell. In a second I go on the other side and tip it up. Yeah, it's just some of the paint is just floating on top, and it comes right off. So I gave up. For the project that I'm going to do on this glass, which will be a future video, I'm going to put resin on it and then do it that way.
Hey everyone, so 2 things that I did wrong. I feel like I made this too small so that it was kind of difficult to see the effects on the glass, and that I made it too dark of a blue. I think it would have looked better if it was a lighter blue, or if didn't have any blue at all. And I'm standing on this side of the camera because for some reason this side is all foggy. I don't know if I got something on the lens. I tried to clean it off. They said sometimes water can get behind the lens, and you have to try to dry it out by putting it in a bag of rice or something. So I'm not really sure what happened, but I may be needing to get a new phone because I do all my filming on my phone. So anyway, yeah, I wish I had made it bigger or not as dark of a blue, but you could probably see the effects before I put everything on it better. So a lot of people have been asking, can you do the Dawn Power Wash effect on glass? Because I did it on canvas before, and I am not the one who discovered this Dawn Power Wash effect. People have been doing it for years, and actually one of the ladies on our Facebook group had displayed a picture with the Dawn Power Wash effect, and I said, oh my gosh, that's so pretty. How'd you do it? And then I started looking on YouTube, and there's multiple videos with it. Mainly they use it to look like waves on the beach. And so anyway, I thought I would try it, and I did my first one on canvas. And so it never dawned on me when people were saying, can you do it on glass, that they meant, could you just spray it on glass without the resin? So I immediately did it with resin, but as you saw at the end, I also did it without the resin, and it didn't work. It just didn't look right. And same thing with canvas. A lot of people were saying to me, why do you have to have resin on it to do the Dawn Power Wash effect? So I did a demonstration without the resin, and I'll show it to you right here.
So this last one here that I am pouring water over is without any resin on the canvas. And the other two that are sitting down there both had resin on the canvas. So you can see the difference. There's a big difference. So again, the two on the right had resin on it, and the one that right there that I'm holding in my hand did not have any resin on it. It's directly on the painted canvas. So it just doesn't work on canvas that's doesn't have resin on it. And again, maybe you could put, spray it with like a shiny coat of something. I don't know, but it looks best if it has resin on it. I've done several other projects on canvas, the seahorse, and several different Christmas trees, and also a heart. This is the first one I've done on glass.
And you can see that it doesn't work without the resin. It's very, very light. It looks much prettier with resin on it. So, I mean, there might be other things that you could do for the canvas, like spray a gloss spray on it, or maybe paint it with Mod Podge, a gloss Mod Podge first. That might work. So I might try to do some other things to see how it would work. Maybe you could even do a spray on glass, because with the resin, you have to wait for it to cure completely before you can go ahead and do the Dawn Power Wash, or at least till it's hard. I'm trying to think. I waited till the next day at least. So anyway, VITRIGRAPH glass, for those of you who don't know, you can color VITRIGRAPH glass. Just buy all clear, and you can make it any color you want. You don't have to buy, spend tons of money on all the different colors. Green VITRIGRAPH glass is probably the most common for, a lot of people use it for stems for their flowers, for, glass art. And you could also color the green. You'd have to make it opaque to change the color, but it would work. So it could save you some money there. So for the top, so you saw I did the top out of an old punch bowl set I picked up at a garage sale for next to nothing, and I still have a bunch of cups left. I used them for mushroom tops before, which was pretty cool. And after I did the white, I put the Let's Resin chameleon flakes on it. I hope you can see, because it does help it sparkle a little, and I put some down at the bottom too to help it sparkle. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something new. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, hit the like button. That really helps the channel. It's all about the algorithm. The more people that watch it, the longer you watch it, the more it gets pushed out there for other people to see. If you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I have hundreds of videos on different glass and resin art, all different ideas. I'm always experimenting with something or other. Facebook group, an amazing group over there. Come check us out, and I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for watching.